Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to look at two powerful tools that will be useful when debugging your test. They are the Playwright Inspector and Trace Viewer. So you need to have debug. It is very important skill in test automation. Playwright offers two nice tools to help you identify and resolve any issues in your test very efficiently. They are the Inspector and Trace Viewer. So let's look at the debugger first. So I have the Visual Studio Code here, and the command to enable the debug mode when running test, all you need to do is the usual npx playwright test and the test name, and then add the dash debug. So this says Playwright that I want to debug this test, and so it's going to do the debugging. It's going to open the inspector and you can see how it works. So let me run this command. So as soon as I hit this, it says it's opening the Chrome browser in another monitor. Let me bring it back so you can see that a browser window is opened and also a Playwright Inspector pop-up. The inspector tool is also opened, and it has stopped on the first line of the first test. So here you can actually execute line by line. So there is this play button which will run everything, or you can step it one line at a time. So let me see. So first test is going to this page, and then if you hit again, it's going to have the next title. So it's very interactive, so you can see what happens when you first go to the home page, and suppose the next line failed because it is expecting a playwright title. You can make sure the heading is playwright and see why it is failing. So in this case it's going to pass, and it closed because the test is done. For the next test, it's again opening a new browser session because it is entering the new test, and again it stopped at the first line. All you need to do is click it, step through one line at a time, and you have the nice features here which I have explained in my channel in another video, so please check it out. So all you need to do is click, step through it, so it does everything, and you can see it's trying to check the installation, it's going to pass, and so on. So that's the power of the Playwright debugging tool, the Playwright Inspector. And the next one is, let's see the next powerful tool that Playwright offers us, which is the Trace Viewer. Now let's explore the Trace Viewer. Tracing captures detailed information about your test execution, including all the screenshots, the DOM snapshots, network requests, and console logs. These are valuable information that will help you with troubleshooting why your test failed and what is going on with your application when the test was running. So to enable tracing, the first thing you need to do is open this playwright.config.ts, and there you can see the place where you have to specify this trace : on first retry. So you have the configuration here where it says you'll find a block export default defined config. So go inside this and add this line under the another block, that is use block, and add this trace : on first retry. So what this does is whenever a test fails, it's going to retry, and how many times it's going to retry, we can specify that in the command line, which I will show you shortly. And that's all the setup. So this setup actually records the trace. Whenever the test fails, it helps the trace. And the most important thing to note here is it records the traces only for the first retry of a failed test. So that helps you focus on the most relevant information. So let's run the test, and after running the test you will find the trace files in the test results folder. Now I have this test results folder. So to run this test, let's remove the debug. We are going to just run the command, and let's see, and let me make sure that it runs only on the Chrome browser, and let me hit that command, it's going to run the two tests, and you can see it is running in this, and I have wantedly made a typo in my test. It was 2 child of 2 second child, but I have made it 211 intentionally so that the test will fail. So it's going to fail after the default timeout, which is 30 seconds. I need to double check that, but you can see it's waiting, and this is let's watch the terminal here, and there you go. It says the test failed, and it's retrying the first time, and it's already opened another new browser, and the test is running and stopped here because again it couldn't find this child of 211. That's in the documentation, so you can see that it's, let's see how many times it's retrying by default. So it's opened another time, and we already said, see here, it retrying the second time, and the retries, let's see, it's going to fail. So make sure you have this on first retry. It's capturing the trace. So the test failed after many retries, and you can see here retry number 1 failed with a default of 30 seconds, and it failed here, and the test ran again automatically. And you can see the most important thing is the trace viewer, and it says there is an attachment. The trace file is a zip file, and it says where it is attached. You can see here it is under the test results folder, example get started Chromium, and then it traced the as specified in the config file. It did the tracing on the first retry. So after the first retry, it created a trace file, and then it started retrying again because it is failed, and the test again failed on the second retry. And you can see there is no trace captured here because we configured it to trace on first retry only. If you want to get more details on this advanced configuration, you can go to this URL. The documentation is given there, and it retried 2 times and then it failed, and the final report I can see here is the test failed. And there is also a link here called view trace. When you click on this, it actually shows you everything that happened during the test run. You can click here and come to this trace viewer, or you can execute the command, see the test result, and you can see the view trace. Click on it and you'll see this whole thing. So what happened here? So you see all the steps that we have in our test. Going to the home page, clicking on the get started. So you see the same step here. So going to the home page and then clicking on the get started. So you see each step, the screenshot captured, and we are clicking the installation here, and then we are clicking the link here, and finally when we come to this point in the test, you can see the screenshot for each step is displayed. So this is very useful in seeing what happened, because you cannot watch the entire 100 tests in your test suite run and see what happened. But this, once the test runs, you can come back the next day and then you can run the trace viewer and then see what happened when the test was running last night. So it captures the snapshot of each page. So you see the replay of the test execution step by step, providing insights into every action taken during this test. So you see the error content also as an attachment, and you can see what happened during the interaction between the Playwright and the web page. What happened, what is the source code in the web page, and the error content in a YAML format. And you can click the error here saying that the timeout, why it failed, and it says it waits for this child element. So now you can actually right click on this and then see the page source. And this is, by the way, the page source, which is the actual snapshot HTML page. So you can see what happened in the code at that time, and you can show it to a developer. So you can do many things here. So you can see like a movie plays, so you can click on a particular thing here, the image here, or you can go to the particular step. So this mastering these two tools, the Playwright Inspector and Trace Viewer, can significantly improve your debugging capabilities. So in the next video, we will explore advanced techniques for structuring your tests to make them more maintainable and scalable. See you in the next video.